Happy post-Thanksgiving. Hope you're all doing well and had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Hope you got to experience time with friends and family and had also time to relax a little bit as well. My family and I were in New Jersey with my wife's sister and 4 nephews. So we had a lot of fun together. Our kids had a lot of fun together, and it was a fantastic time. This video, we're going to talk about collecting the data for the case study. Now, this is going to be, sounds like it's going to be fairly difficult, but in fact, it's going to be easy. So, if you are in a state of confusion, such as my shirt indicates, this was a gift from one of my former students when I taught chemistry. If you are in a state of confusion with element let's see if we can clear things up. For the data, there are 2 parts for collecting the data. The first part is you want to identify the specific behavior that the student is displaying that either prevents others from learning, prevents the teacher from teaching, or prevents the student him or herself from learning. Make sure that the behavior is very specific. If you say the student distracts others, that's not specific. How is the student distracting others? Is the student talking? Is the student passing notes? Is the student making noises? Is the student moving around? What exactly is the behavior? Try and be as specific as you can in identifying the specific behavior you want to focus on. So this is going to cause you to observe the student, observe the behavior, and then break it down to the most basic part of the behavior. For example, if a student is distracting his or her peers, then it could be that the student is doing it in multiple ways. The student could be whispering to another student. The student could be throwing pieces of paper onto the floor and also whispering to the students. So you're going to select one of those behaviors. Just one, either throwing the paper or whispering to the other student. I know that you want to focus on all the behaviors, and that's a strong inclination of many teachers. We just want to focus on all the behaviors. But to do a functional behavior analysis, to really help the student learn a new behavior to replace the old behavior, you have to whittle it down to the most intimate part. So, to recap, the first step is to identify the specific behavior. That's part 1. The second step is all you're going to do is keep a tally sheet and put a tally mark as to when the student displays that specific behavior. It's kind of like keeping a log. In fact, it's not kind of like keeping a log, it is keeping a log. You're going to put down the day and the time that you are observing the student. And then you are going to put down a tally mark to mark each time the student displays the specific behavior. Now you're going to collect this information. Ideally, we would do it for 3 weeks, but we don't have that kind of time, so we're going to do it for 2 weeks. If you don't have that luxury of collecting data over 2 weeks, let me know and we can try and figure something out. Minimally, it should be 1 week worth of data. You want to have a full week because, for example, there are students who display the negative behavior on specific days. There may be a reason for that. So it could be, for example, that on a Tuesday, the student walks in and is totally fine, but on Wednesday, the student distracts himself and is unable to focus. So you have to investigate as to why. That's what the data is going to help you identify patterns. What is going on? Is it during a specific subject? Is it during a specific time of day? Is it a specific day or days in which the student is displaying the behavior? That's all we're doing. We're not doing any analysis. All we're doing right now is just identifying the specific behavior that the student is displaying that you want to measure, and then tallying the number of times the student displays that behavior. Finally, the completion of the collection of data should be done by December 15th. So that gives you approximately 2.5 weeks from now to do it, or 15 days, a little more than 2 weeks. If you can only do a week, that's fine. If it's going to be less than that, let's have a conversation. And if you are doing a fictional character, obviously the timing doesn't really matter in terms of measuring the number of times the student displays or the character displays the behavior. You will see here that there are resources for the case study. If you click on it, you will see that there are several resources available to you that focus on the functional behavior analysis. This explains in more detail what the functional behavior analysis is. This gives you a sample functional behavior analysis, and these are additional resources. You do not need to use the form here. The form is very detailed. If you feel that it would be helpful for you, feel free. But again, the two main steps are identifying the student's behavior that you want to measure and then tallying each time the student displays that behavior. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I look forward to speaking with you online through email. I look forward to reading a number of your assignments that you have posted, a number of discussions. Take care. Have a great day.